Within a 24-hour period recently, I found myself first of all chairing the annual general meeting of Kent Workplace Mission, which supports workplace chaplaincy across our county. And then in a conversation with the producer of a television programme, seeking to research a possible programme about chaplaincy in prisons. Many of you will know that I'm passionate about chaplaincy, and not least in my national role as Bishop to Her Majesty's Prisons, but much more widely. Chaplaincy is an often hidden part of the Church's mission and ministry across our nation. We're perhaps familiar with the big historic chaplaincies in our large institutions and parts of national life, such as within the military, or in prisons, or in healthcare, or in education in schools and colleges and universities. But recent decades have seen a flowering of chaplaincy ministries in all sorts of sectors in a really exciting way. This is of its essence an ecumenical ministry where we're working alongside our neighbours of many different Christian traditions. It's also often a lay ministry. Perhaps in the past the archetypal chaplain was an ordained person. Now most chaplains are lay people, and they're often volunteers who are giving of their time and their Christian commitment in one sector or another. So for example, we have well-established chaplaincy now within our diocese at the Blue Water Shopping Centre. That's a particular kind of chaplaincy to shop workers, to people who are there in their place of work and within the whole culture and organisation of somewhere like Blue Water. Ray Borrett, the lead chaplain, who's a Methodist, has been part of that for a number of years and is now moving on. And we've got a new chaplain who will lead that team. But it's a team mainly of volunteers. There's also chaplaincy to Bromley Town Centre and in Maidstone and in other places where the retail sector is strongly present. Then again we have chaplaincy to the Kent Police. Gary Colville from our diocese is the lead chaplain, but each police station across the county of Kent and indeed in the Metropolitan Police area has its own chaplain who is attached to that station and will minister to people, especially to the police, in different ways. We have chaplaincy in other sectors as well. We have chaplaincy, for example, alongside the voluntary sector, working alongside charities in our diocese where people are working with homeless people, where they're alongside those with substance misuse issues and drug and alcohol issues of different kinds. We have chaplaincy in care homes. We have chaplaincy alongside those with dementia. All sorts of different kinds. Chaplaincy in sports clubs, in leisure centres and such like. Chaplaincy of its essence is on the edge. A chaplain is always a guest on somebody else's territory, and that gives a particular dimension. There's a nuancing of how you minister in that setting. When you're on somebody else's territory, when you're there at their invitation, and yet you're there also to be an advocate for the Christian faith, to be an advocate for Christian values within an organisation. The chaplain is often the person who, for example, the chief executive or the prison governor can talk to confidentially. The chaplain is also the person who can sometimes say the thing that nobody else can say and can provide a challenge to an institution, to an organisation, to a company. So I ask you to hold our chaplains in your prayers. They're an important dimension of our ministry and one which is often not seen and therefore doesn't receive the affirmation which it might. If you know a chaplain, encourage them, remind them that you're praying for them. And actually, of course, there are many opportunities for people, including many lay people as volunteers, to engage in our chaplaincy work in different sectors. And I'd encourage you to grasp those opportunities or tell other people about them so that they may be able to share in these ways, whether that's as a volunteer in the prison or in some other aspect of our chaplaincy work. I am an unashamed advocate for chaplaincy ministry. It reaches into places where our parochial patterns of ministry don't necessarily get. So join me in celebrating this exciting and fruitful dimension of our Christian engagement within our society.